Finally got a long-awaited package. Right, it says no blades, but yeah, I'm not the brightest one, so using a blade. Right, placed the order back in November. They've been on back order as soon as it came out. 034 sent it right out to me just in time for like a couple days after my birthday. Right, so awesome. Got a little product for the Audi A6. All right, there we go. Nice little tube, right? Intake, bad boy. I've never been a huge carbon fiber person, right? Because then you match one thing with carbon fiber, and you gotta get more carbon fiber, another thing of carbon fiber. Pretty nice, right? Nice black true carbon fiber. You know, I've never been a big fan of carbon fiber because a lot of them have that yellow tinge to them. Then if you start matching up different ones, depending on where you're getting it from, this provider, that provider, you know, they're going to have a different hue to them. The 034 has got a nice solid color that I liked. So got the intake elbow, right? 034. The one I'm running on the car right now is a JHM. I want to say it's a JHM. Then I've got a K&N drop-in filter in the box. You know, I didn't cut any holes or anything into the box for any extra wine or whatnot. So this intake will be a nice little upgrade. So a little bit smaller box inside. As you see, it says hardware. So in the hardware box, you get the bracket to attach it, right? You've got the nice little breather hose for the, secondary air injection pump, little breather. The big cone for your normal. Oh, it looks like an adapter, which I guess I didn't realize I had in there. And then another piece of weather stripping that goes, I want to say it goes along the top, so when the hood shuts down. All right, nice little plug for Tent Tech out of Fredericksburg, Virginia. If you're in that area, you need some tent done, you need some other automotive stuff done, audio, all that good stuff, some lights, whatever, you hit up Brent over at Tent Tech right there. A buddy I've known since, like, I want to say elementary school. But 034 comes with, you know, all the hardware you're going to need. It's got the little bracket for the piece, so I guess, you know, if you're running out, something breaks, you want to reorder a new piece. It's got the part number on it. Then back to this carbon fiber piece, right? It looks pretty well, it's pretty good, nice and thick. The only part that looks like might be an issue at some point is going to be this little spot up here, right? If you got any longevity or you're taking it off to move it, store it somewhere, this little part that looks like it's the weakest part on here. So today we're going to be working on this bad boy, the A6. We got the TIG set up there. You've seen some handful of maintenance I've done on that. And the Mark III's been chilling for quite a while. I actually put a new battery in it because it died under warranty. Thank you, Walmart. But we're going to be working on the 034 Motorsport intake. You just saw me unwrap, right? Pretty dirty. El Paso's been rainy, dusty, full of dirt. But we're going to knock this out today. Like 8-year-olds cruising in a side-by-side in the neighborhood. Installation instructions on 034 Motorsport's webpage, right? So you can do it off your phone, but you know, I'm a little older, right? I like having it tangible. I want to have it in my hands. But this is the front page. It's going to give you a listing of all the items, all the tools you're going to need to do this instruction. So you can go ahead and pull them all out. I've got all my pieces laid out, right? Inventoried them, checked them out, make sure they're all good to go. Right, now I'm gonna read through the instructions one time, 2 times maybe, pull out all the tools I'm gonna need, and then start working. The first 5, 6 steps has you prep all this up, right? Prep up the bracket. Has a little mounting tabs underneath, right? This is the breather for the secondary air injection hose that attaches to the bottom of the air box, and then the bracket, a little adapter here for the intake to come through, and then the cone's going to go on there. So next step, I'm going to move over to the actual car and start dismantling that part. Step here, taking these two off to pull this out, right? You're going to disconnect this from here, use a little screwdriver, and then instructions, it shows you all of this step by step pretty well. You know, disconnect here. There's a little breather hose that comes in the back. They give you the little nipple to slide into the arm, and the breather line, vacuum line on the bottom here. I'll show you later. Once you pull this up, there'll be the secondary air injection hose with the filter. Well, where the filter is going to go, but the hose plugs into the bottom. That's probably going to be the most painful part to do without breaking the clips. You got to squeeze it and wiggle without breaking those pressure clips on the side, right? And then you're pulling this out because there's two screws here to be able to pull this little arm off. You'll see a lot run just the hose, just the intake elbow and the cone. They'll leave this there, which is good in a way because it's going to still suck air in. For the 034, it's got that little bracket that comes across and comes over, so it still scoops it in. So T25s, as I got listed, take those two out, takes this part off. Got the intake elbow taken off. The hardest part, they say lift this up. They lift this up, right? And you got the hose down there. You see it? So you got to pinch it, which if any of one's messed with this, I already know it's hard to pinch, get the right angle without breaking it. So come down through the wheel well. You might be able to get it without doing it, but here's going to be the easiest way for me, right? It's a little chilly, so I might break the plastic. Again, T25s, I'm going to pull this fender liner out so I can get to that from underneath. Pinch it, pull to make it so I don't break. Now that I got the fender liner pulled back, you can see that elbow and that hose right there, right? So it is still tight quarters, but should be able to get my hand up in there easier to pinch and pull that off. All right, see where the little rigid part is textured? You got to pinch there and on the back side, so it opens up this oval some to get this and this detached, right? I put too much angle on it from one side, the other side didn't want to come off. So a little bit of about 5 minutes or so playing with it, I was able to get it to pop off the bottom of the box. Let's see, you can see right there. Right, you'll see the difference in the little elbow, the little inlets on the back of the intake type tubes. This one's JHM, this one's 034. I don't think it makes much of a difference as to how it goes in. Maybe just clearance and beautification of how it works. Should all work out pretty well. If I have to, I'll swap out those little elbows, right? Pretty much very similar in how they look, except this is for your stock air box. This is a whole new system. So it's finally all in right now, right? There's a bolt that actually connects through here, locks that in place, which is pretty good. This vacuum line that I mentioned before. Oh, sorry, back here. So the JHM one gives you a 90-degree elbow, a little bit better fitment. Because I had the JHM one in before, that little elbow was a larger diameter. So this vacuum line's a little bit stretched out for this fitting. I put a little bit of RTV on there just to kind of help seal it up, but I'll probably end up putting a hose clamp or can trim that line back some. Fairly stout. The only thing that doesn't fit up too well is this part here where it attaches to the OEM fitting. This part here is supposed to go into the grommet, right? So a little bit more tweaking on the design, I guess. It might fit better for the S4, but for the C7 A6, it fits in pretty well. It's just that's the only drawback. That's my only critique on there, right? Everything else fits pretty well. We'll see how it sounds. You know, everyone's heard the turbo, the supercharger whine with it, so I'll get that here shortly. I did leave this part here for the little scoop going in. I wasn't really sure if I pull it off. I probably could, but I'm just leaving it there. And then when I go ahead and put the hardware back in, I'm gonna put these screws back in here, these bolts, so that when I store this bad boy in this box, whenever I want to put it back to stock, I'll have everything together. Here, a little bit more of the whine, and then the rasp from exhaust. Exhaust is stock from mid pipes back. Red Star test pipes with JHM baffled and catted down pipes. To give you an idea how dusty and dirty El Paso can be, right? That's a K&N drop-in filter. I moved in here about a year ago. I want to say I put that in there. There you go, finally focused. Right, looks pretty good on the inside, right? So that's pretty good. But man, so much dust and dirt caught up on there. It's not even ready. Another shout out to my buddy Brent, Fredericksburg, Virginia, right? I'm originally out of VA. Tent Tech. Right, that's the phone number. Anything you need for tent needs, automotive, audio, lights, all that fun stuff, they'll be able to help. Shout out to my buddy Kama and Kevin over at Grip Auto. Right, this was the company. I'm the company car for them. The Audi A6 is a company vehicle for them. Use a lot of the products that they sell. Able to get a pretty decent deal on them for the most part. Not sponsored, but still discounted either way. Grip Automotive, which is now Hard Garage. They've partnered up with another company, automotive repair, aftermarket parts, wraps, film, protective film, all that fun stuff. If you need anything out of Honolulu, you're in the area, you're stationed there, hit up Hard Garage. You can look up Grip Auto. It's going to be the same address, but contact them, Kama or Kevin. About a week, and this bad boy is going to look nice and dusty and dirty. So overall, great product. You know, slight off with the fitment right there. I think maybe I can combat it if I use a longer bolt, a little bit of rubber in between, like a rubber vacuum line to elongate it, and be able to lock that better in place. Other than that, pretty straightforward. It did take roughly about an hour. That's what the instructions say. About an hour, a little bit over. All right, stay tuned.